The hotel was designed by architect Isaac L. Taylor in 1886. It was used as a hotel for several years before it could no longer sustain itself financially. In 1908, the hotel was opened as the Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women. Soon it couldn't afford to stay open as a school either. The school closed in 1924 and then reopened from 1930 to 1934 as a junior college.
One night, David told Rosemary that he had gotten a job on the tracks. The railroad people were good to him and allowed him to catch the train that ran in front of their house each morning. Rosemary had gotten into the habit of walking with him every morning and every night, no matter what the weather. For 6 months she did this. It finally became winter, but she waited on the little mound of earth next to the tracks. One night she had fallen asleep as she was waiting on the mound. It was about 10:30 p.m. when the train showed up.
She stood up and looked to the back of the train to see her beloved David ready to jump off. Something must have happened because he dropped his lantern. The trail next to the tracks could be very tricky at night. David put his right foot down and swung loose from the train. He ran a few steps before he tripped over a limestone rock. He stumbled and hit his shoulder against the train. He tried to grab for the train but fell completely.
The whole time, Rosemary had been screaming and running towards the tracks. They found her cradling her husband's headless body, screaming for his head. Even after they buried him the next day, she was still screaming, "I want my David's head!"
One night, a few teenagers were out late drinking when one of them went into the water in a non-swimming area and drowned. They say if you go out there and look across the lake, you can see a young man trying to stay above the water and can hear him screaming for help. A few people reported picking up a female hitchhiker on a stormy night. She asks them to drive her to her house. When they get to the house, the driver turns around to say goodbye and the girl is gone.
The driver will go up to the owner of the house and ask about it. The owner will reply that this happens all the time since her daughter was killed in a car accident close by the house.